Ooh, I'm cold. If I had a wood. There it comes. Are they allowed to have food and drink on here?
Your personal belongings, because if something falls out, I can't stop and pick them up. There's smoking and or drinking of alcoholic beverages while you're on the trolley. Good morning, buddy. Now, as we come out to Magnolia Avenue, look left and right. The National Geographic has said that this is one of the most beautiful streets in the USA. Back in the 1970s, they voted this street. So you see the canopy of the Spanish moss draping across the road? Well, when the hurricane hit, this road was completely covered with Spanish moss. You did not, I have pictures of it, you did not see nothing of the street. I mean, my only way that I can describe it is beautiful chaos. Because it was beautiful and it was chaotic and everything all at the same time. Yes. Yeah, there was so much more. No, the trees were not bare. They were much fuller than what they are now. But Spanish moss is not Spanish, nor is it moss. It is actually an air plant from the pineapple family. So Henry Ford used it in the seat cushions, his first car, the seat cushions, which created the very first car recall because it has a little red bug in it called a chigger. So it caused the very first car recall. And this is your Fountain of Youth stop. If you guys want to get off here, please exit from the...
See a pirate, we just have to go, "Arr!" And I guarantee every one of them will respond. They love the attention. So we will do that. Hopefully we'll run into a couple. So for about 50 years, Spain tried to put in a permanent settlement in the New World and failed due to either weather or disease or anything like that. And then in 1564 is when the King of Spain heard about this fort called Fort Caroline. We now call that area Jacksonville, about an hour north behind us. The only problem is that was not a Spanish settlement. It happened to be a French settlement, settled by a bunch of the French Huguenots, which were Protestants. So the King of Spain told Pedro Menendez, his best admiral, to get over there to that New World and do three things. First of all, take over that fort. Get rid of those French. Second, convert everybody you can to Catholicism. And third, make me a permanent settlement already. So Pedro Menendez came here on September 8, 1565, and headed north to go and take over Fort Caroline. See, we're lucky in Florida. We've got 5 seasons down here. We've got the typical winter, spring, summer, fall, and hurricane season. September is the height of our hurricane season. So Pedro got stuck in a hurricane going up there. When he finally got up to the fort, he found out that those troops had headed south to try to take over from him. They saw him coming in off of the ocean. They also got stuck in that same hurricane. There were about 1,300 of them originally, and only about 200 or 250 survived. They got shipwrecked, so those few that survived landed a little bit south of St. Augustine here. And Pedro did give them the option when he captured them that maybe live in peace and harmony with them, work with them, but they had to convert to Catholicism. Well, they were very, very proud men. They decided they did not want to turn Catholic, so they chose death. So that's when Pedro Menendez got those guys, put them behind the news and slit their throats, and then threw them in the bay over here on the left-hand side of the fort. And that is called the Matanzas. Matanzas means killing place or slaughter. Then, about 25 years after that, Sir Francis Drake got his revenge, came into our city, burned it to the ground. All the inhabitants had to go off into the swamps. That's when we became a presidio. And presidio means wall to the city. Over here, coming up on your right-hand side, this is a sample of the Kubo line. Kubo line was our north wall. Those are columns. On this side, it is the lines go horizontal. On the other side, they go vertical, like up on the readout up here on the right front. Okay. That is because it's hard to climb the wall if the logs are going vertical. But if you're inside the city, you want to be able to go ahead and hop over that wall if you needed to. Now, between all different areas of the wall, they put in these things over here on the right-hand side. This is called a readout. And they were spaced about the distance that a cannonball could fire. Those little cutouts in the center there are where the cannons would fit. And if we were going to be under attack, that's where they'd go ahead and put in the cannonballs and shoot them over at you. Now this building over here on the left-hand side, this is the old 1910 Arlington schoolhouse. It taught grades 1 through 12. Do we have any teachers or retired teachers in here? No. Well, the teachers back in that day made $20 a month. And if you happen to have a really good horse and a good carriage and you were willing to bring those screaming little kids back and forth to school every day, you also made $20 a month. That schoolhouse has 2 towers in the front of it, and that's where they put the chemistry labs. Because they felt that, well, if the kids went and blew up an experiment or something, maybe it saved the rest of the school. It must have worked because this building is still standing, or none of the kids got crazy like I did, or not me personally, but my group in high school and college when we blew up a few things. Now over here on the right-hand side, this parking garage is not significant given that it's only about 10 or 12 years old. But the property that it sits on was the home of the very first beautiful hotel called the San Marco. It was about the same width as that parking garage, and it went up 5 stories. It had its own theater, it had steam heat in the building, and it had my favorite, the very first Otis elevator. So now you didn't have to hesitate to stay up on the 5th floor. Thinking that you had to drag all your stuff up there every time you left. Now you just hop on that elevator. It was pretty cool. And in the late 1890s, it burnt to the ground. It was made out of wood. Mysteriously, nobody knows what happened to it. So this is stop number 3, the Visitor Information Center. And that is directly in front of us. It's got a little museum in there. It's free. Go in there to get a little bit of the history of St. Augustine. Stay warm. Okay, let's head out. Those of you just joined us, welcome. My name is Barb. Please remain seated while on the trolley. And there's no smoking or drinking of alcoholic beverages. We need some hot toddies though, don't we? Oh my goodness. Now we had these Scotch-Irish folks that came from up north, headed south here, driving their cattle. Those guys came down here in order to get their cattle to go where they wanted them to. They had to make these real long skinny whips. They take that whip and they just snap it above that cattle's head. That's what caused them to keep moving in the direction they wanted them to.
I'm going to walk around. I'm sure the gift shop's free to enter.
Yeah.
You sell Budweiser's there.
They have Budweiser over there.
I just said that. Old Trolley tours, tickets only. Oh no, but we need the old jail, I'm pretty sure.
Can you take
Tickets sold in the gift shop. Where's the gift shop?
Back that way. Let's keep on keeping on.
You probably gotta go in that way to go to the...
It says Spanish gift shop with an arrow.
No, but I'm
pointing.
saying if you got tickets, you go in that way.
Gotcha.
We used to call him can opener because he had a big nose. You used to open cans with your nose.
Yeah, you're right. Five Flags.
Well, you're right.
That's right over there.
Too late now.
Hmm?
It's too late now. Mustang Sally should have said something to us. She said we needed to get the thing. She's seen us getting off.
So you can get your tickets at the here.
Tickets for the fountain.
So now we have to wait for that first trolley to get back, right?
There's probably more than one. That's what I said to him.
Mustang Sally was probably the first one at 8:45, right?
Right.
Doing one of the first runs in the morning. Up, another one there. I counted 18 of them one day.
Look at them, yeah.
A couple of the white ones were up there. Huh. There he is. All right. It's my favorite part of that whole park. Checking out the peacocks. It's a great park. So we are going back to jail. That is stop number 1. Is this the first day you guys have been on the trolley? Okay, it takes you around to 23 different stops. You're welcome to get on and off any of those stops. Usually if it's your first time, I recommend that you go around at least once. That way you'll get a little lay of the land and you can decide which stop you want to get off that you absolutely want to make sure you get to see while you're in town. It's always the best way to do it anyway. And there's a whole bunch of things to do right on our grounds at the depot. We've got the old jail there. On your ticket, you've got to pass into the St. Augustine History Museum. That's right attached to Gator Bombs, which is a little souvenir store and a little snack bar in there. And then we've got our department store, not the department store, but the oldest store. We go for a tour through there. It's all kinds of stuff to do. Oh, if you were here last weekend, it was gorgeous, like 82 degrees. You wonder why we get sick around here. Oh, yeah.
Yep.
So we'll go ahead and keep warm. We are good. See, the first, stop number 12 is the distillery. Go in there, get a couple of shots. They're free. Get you warmed up. Then hop back on, go to the winery. That's the next stop after that. A couple of shots of that. You can warm that up too. We're going drinking the bourbon. Get a shot of bourbon, keep us warm. Bring one back for your monkey. Okay. So did you just come down from up north? Is it snowing up in Jersey yet?
No.
No?
It was actually just as warm.
My daughter's in Kansas, and I went, do you know that we are almost beating you with temperature?
It's a 360.
Like, this is crazy. She's a Floridian. She's not a transplant, so she's ready for it to get warm.
That's too funny.
So where's everybody else from?
Thank you.
This man's from outer space. Look at what he's got here.
Cleveland. Oh my gosh, cold up there. Is it really? So this is summertime. I love it. Last weekend I was ready for some of the cold. So I love it. We have not had any winter. I think we